How you doing, everyone? It's Kevin. I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to show you how a Lazy Man puts a tube in a tire. We have a log splitter here, and I just put new tire on the side of this thing, and the tire just keeps going flat. I don't know if it's a valve core or it's the rims. They're getting old. This thing's like 20 some years old, so it's really old, and it's probably got some rust in there, maybe a little bit somewhere. But I'm going to show you how a Lazy Man puts a tube in a tire. Okay, just a few of the tools that you're going to need to do this job. Now, if you have a couple small spoons, and these are used for taking tires off, you need a valve core remover, a carpenter knife, and my assistant will hand me the tube. We're going to need a tube for this. So, what we want to do is we want to get rid of this valve core that's in here now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to screw this remover on here, like so. Now, the only reason I'm putting this on here is because I need to bend this core over and take this carpenter knife and cut this rubber. So we're going to cut that rubber inside there. No, don't cut yourself. This stuff's sharp. Oh, there's all the air. Not much in that tire. It's completely flat. Now, pull that off. Now at this point, we can poke this guy back through. We're going to get it out in here in a little bit. So we're going to take our spoons down in here, and we're going to wiggle these spoons around. We're going to break this off the rim here, just like that. So now that you got your wheel actually broke down, so we're going to take our spoon, stick it in here. We're going to push the bottom in, pull the top out. We're going to go on around this guy just like that. All the way around. Now you might have to switch your spoons around. Leave that one in. Put this one in. Now if you keep having a hard time, push your tire in on the bottom. I don't want to grab a hold of it down in there. There we go. Got a bite on her there. Just got to keep working your way around it. Small bites is where it's at. If you can get them small bites, it'll pull that off of there. So now that we got that off, now what you want to do is get down in here and get your, I hear it in there. We got to get that piece of that valve core out of there. I see it, but I have a hard time reaching it. There it is. We want to get that piece out of there. Now, I know that there's no nails in this thing. I know that there's no punctures in this tire. It's basically leaking around the bead. You could use a bead sealer on it if you'd like, but I'm just going to put a tube in it so I don't have to worry about it no more. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew our valve core to our tube, and we want to make sure we line our valve core up with the hole in our rim. Now this is a little bit tight doing it this way, but I'm trying to be lazy here and not take that tire off, or that wheel off. So we're going to give it a try and see how it works out. So we're going to stick our tube down in here. We had a hard time getting that little thing out of there, so let's see how hard this thing is to get in. I'm going to try to get my valve core in that hole. So, get your fingers down in there. Get it worked up in that hole. Once we get that started through the hole, what we're going to do is we're going to take our valve core remover, and I'm able to put that on the threads of my valve core. So this is going to hold that valve core into place so it doesn't move. We don't want that valve core to move because then it won't line up in the hole, and then you're going to have a hard time getting it in there. So we'll just give it a little tug like so. I think it's going to be fine. It can't go in. Now we're going to stuff our rim all the way around. This is not too bad because the back of mine, I didn't break the bead yet. So we're just going to work it around there, taking our time. Thing feels like it's made for a little wagon or something, but it fits. It's just because I haven't taken the rim off. Even if I had the rim off, it'd still be a pain in the butt. So now we have our tube is now inside. I'm kind of pushing it away from the rim, pushing the tire back in there. So now we got our tube in there and our valve core is where we want it. Now this part, I'm going to go get a little bit of soap. Alright, so the only soap I can find in the garage, car soap, wash a car. It's soap, right? Doesn't matter where it came from or what it is. So I'm going to put a little bit on a rag. Look at that bubble. Did you see that bubble? So I'm going to rub that right around that edge right there just to kind of make it a little bit slippery.
Didn't hurt cleaning it up either.
No, it looks good. No. So here we go. Now, we're going to put it back on, but now the big challenge is putting it on without pinching the tube. I don't want to pinch the tube. It's brand new. So I'm going to fill up in there for you. I think we're good. So I'm going to take this, put it up in here, and catch that little lip right there. And then we're going to push without pushing too hard. Slide this one up in there. Pull it over. I'm looking down in there. I'm not around my tube. I'm good. So we got to take little bites now. Don't forget, little bites. We just want little bites. Now you'll notice it'll start pulling off over here. So now we got to go over here and put it back on over here. Sometimes it pays to have 4 or 5 of these things. So I got to put my knee up here, hold it in place. See if we can hold it there. I'll try another one over here. Once it starts working its way down in there, it'll hold itself on. And we're going to go right around this tire. Don't come off. Little bite, little bite. There it goes. Now we want to make sure this stays in. We don't want it to come out. Little bite, little bite, little bite. Come on. That's for this video is good for all you guys who want to ride around them go-karts. You want to be lazy like me and try to get that tube on there. Little bites, little bites. Almost. Let me feel. I don't feel that tube up in there. I'm filling up in there to see if that tube's in there. I don't feel it. We're getting it. Little bites at a time. Oh, here we go. Come on, baby. Trying to get it on past it, but I can't. Okay, here we go. We got a big bite. Big bite. Oops. All right. We got the tube in there. We got the wheel back on, and we didn't pinch the tube. I know that because I'd have felt it or heard it. So now all we got to do is pull our valve core remover back off and get some air. All right, time to put air in the tire. Now, sometimes you have to be real careful. You got to push this thing on. It wants to push your valve core right in, so you're going to pull it out and hold it to the side a little bit and get some air in that thing. Once you get a little bit of air in there, it's going to hold enough pressure to keep the valve core from popping out. So it's got some air in it now. Now before you put too much air in your tire, make sure you look on the side of your tire and it'll say how many PSI it takes. Now when you're pumping your tire up, you might hear a snap like a crack noise. And the reason you're hearing that crack noise is because the tire is actually going up on the bead. This metal piece right here, a tire is pushing its way up on there. So that's how a lazy man does more work than a man who'll just take the wheel off and put it on. So I worked pretty hard on that, but it didn't take me long.
No.
Didn't take me long at all. So, one more to do, and we got lots of work to do. We're going to have to split all the firewood. So, I would like to tell everyone thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave me thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment if you'd like. And none of them lazy comments. I like being lazy. Who don't? I don't want to work. Till next time.